Absolute villainy unlocked.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
There's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Hey, y'all, Gravity. Any evening above ground, live it.
I'm back.
All right. As promised, we're going to go over this Lord Jamar debate that he did with supposed new hip hop fans. Bro, Jamaicans, I don't understand why you're still claiming hip hop. This has nothing to do with you, but I understand it. You want to be part of the conversation. You're still salty about what happened at the Olympics. I understand it. I'd stay away from this. But you sent your representative up there, and yeah, they didn't do a good job. So we're going to take a look at that. I'm not going to belabor this because I'm tired. So let's see who's in the building. Reparations Nation, hello. Don P, hello. Toot Knees, hello. You seem new, but welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Wallow J, hello. Cosmo Fury, hello. Lehman Lucas, hello. Black RU, hello. And if those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. All right, let's get to the customary house cleaning and get into this.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
All right, so here we are. Now, I'm not going to use this from YouTube per se. I found this on a website called boxden.com. And as it says, Lord Jamar versus six new school hip hop fans, old school versus new school. This is going to be fun. But let's begin.
Get to work!
No, not Afro anything.
So
it was Black American music that he was playing.
First of all, shut your ass up. Your punk ass ain't even get up here. So your punk ass ready to sit down. Shut your bitch ass up.
I'm talking about.
I'm like, no.
I love the fact that they let him call him a BA, but then the F word they had to go and sit and mute out. I love that. And it's not lost on me that as you see this dais, you had to have the ubiquitous non-white on there who claims that they've been in hip hop since its birth because they grew up in it. Because probably their daddy was either in the industry or their daddy wasn't paying attention in the house. And that's how he resonated with Black folks through hip hop. But let's go.
Disrespectful now, for real.
I got this.
Relax, sir. When it's your turn, you'll get your turn.
I'll come back.
Thank you for showing them how to be respectful when you do. It doesn't have to be a fight, guys. We're just debating. Peace.
It's Lord Jamar, brand Nubian, actor, producer, internet personality. Today I'm here with 6 new school hip hop fans.
Yeah.
And they're gonna stand on what they stand on. And I'm gonna stand on this foundational hip hop that we standing on. So let's go. My first claim is that my generation of hip hop was for Black people and the community. Your generation of hip hop is for white people and the corporations.
That's a great way to start it off. And he's actually telling the truth because that's true. Corporate hip hop is what sells right now. Yes, I understand we had corporations when we were growing up. I understand that. But we had a lot of underground that was not for the corporation. But I liked it. Let's see where this goes.
Step up. How you doing, brother?
Mr. Jamar?
Now, in my day, you would never have a Black artist, right? Who,
oh Lord. Okay, let's just start here. Where you think he from? Everybody want to put TV in their handle. Sir, we've never seen you on TV yet. It's okay, though. It's all right. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Fam, we found the YouTube page. Oh, no, you didn't. Your YouTube page can tell you a lot. Sir. Oh, so this is really a thing. Everybody wants to jump on these YouTube type pages that have these me versus the world formats. Sir, your YouTube page tells us everything we need to know about you. Okay, sir. All right. Young man, this is what you're sitting here promoting. Let me look. Okay. Comprehensive Drake and Soulja Boy beef timeline. Okay. No. Barstool Sports Cribs edition. Sir, you worked for Barstool Sports, you're automatically disqualified. Automatically. You worked for Dave Portnoy, sir? That racist? Automatic disqualified. Sir, you reviewed the House Party movie where most people didn't even watch it. I got to give you credit. The cast of Underground from WGN. Were you on this? Or did you just take the video? Let me look.
Our next guest on the stars of the WGN.
Oh my God, he was on it.
Which tells the story of a group of slaves.
Okay, so sir, you hold on. So you had a show called Cheddar Life and you couldn't use this to springboard yourself forward? Oh, I know where this is going. I know where this is going. Okay. All right. I think we've seen enough. I'm going to let this play and then I'm going to go look up the IG.
Who rhymes like, oh my God, I'm so sad. I love you and I like that's some trying to cater to white people shit. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like I'm gonna go back to your claim about corporations and back in your day with the fans. It seems like you are forgetting the DJ. It seems like you're forgetting the payola aspect of the radio station. So corporations, I don't know if I'm sure you remember Clear Channel. Clear Channel, now iHeart, used to run the radio station. So payola was a big thing.
You're not going that far enough, sir.
You had to.
He brought up Clear Channel. What about MS Communications with Hot 97? What about them? Clear Channel. We're bringing up conglomerates now. You literally just proved this point talking out the gate. Lord. Stick to the interviews, brother. You already lost. You brought up Clear Channel. A real hip hop head would have been like, what about the DJs who were making tapes and passing them around the cities? Huh? You brought us Clear Channel. I want to see where this is going to go. Go ahead.
Hey, the DJs.
You're not. The DJs didn't start on the radio. The DJ started in the street.
In the street.
I'm talking about original hip hop here.
So you go back to the 70s, early 80s.
Early 80s.
Even then.
It wasn't about
even
payola.
Then, you had to pay the DJ. You had to convince the DJ had to be your friend. If he wasn't your friend, you had to convince him to play your record.
Yes.
The DJ wasn't playing your record. Nobody heard your record
because
you were
the
irrelevant.
Influencer.
But
he was the influencer, not the corporations, not the algorithm. No, it's not the same concept. No.
But wait, hold on, wait.
Because this is the actual people who are part of the culture. These DJs also used to be in hip hop groups and all that type of shit. Grandmaster Flash was in a hip hop group, ended up making records and all this type of shit. Fucking Al Schmeidelstein, who owns whatever record label, he ain't part of this culture. He ain't not making records and all that type of stuff. But he's commanding, he's deciding what goes. Back then, those DJs who were part of the culture, from the culture, decided what was hot, or they didn't necessarily decide, but they said, here, this is what I think is hot. Do you think it's hot too? And we would listen to it and say yay or nay. Now, certain things are shoved down your throat algorithmically because if it doesn't make money or, it doesn't get enough ads and all that type of stuff. It's a corporate type of structure we're dealing with as opposed to a organic, just something organic, natural thing.
So, but here's the thing. The concepts are still the same. Whether you want to name it corporate or name it, I'm gonna break it down. Let me break it down for you. Just like I just mentioned, the DJ. The DJ was the corporation. The thing is that even the DJ, if a DJ, like for you, for example, your guy like Grand Poobah was in Brand Nubian with you. If you got a record and Grand Poobah is a DJ, you his guy, he gonna play your record. You his guy, you his friend, he gonna play your record over. He ain't gonna just play it one time and everybody say.
How does that make him a corporation? By your logic, then DJ Clue was a corporation, sir? Before he got on the radio, he was a corporation. Flex was a corporation before he got on the radio. Mr. C was that? Huh? Oh no. Oh no. He's not going to be this guy. All the Atlanta DJs, they were corporations. The same ones who had no radio access because they wanted to play Northern records and they wanted to play West Coast records. Oh, okay. Okay. I know we're not about to let the brother of the Black Ranger from the first season of Power Rangers go off like this, but I guess. Go ahead, sir.
It don't matter what it is.
No. See, that's the thing. That was the difference. That was the difference also.
Who says it's
and
whack?
that will get to my one of my other points also. But the DJ, he's not going to risk his reputation, right? Even if it's his man. If I bring him something that's whack, because back in the days, you could bring what's called an acetate. That's like a test pressing, right? Mm-hmm. You bring that straight up to the record to the radio station, Red Alert or one of these type of dudes, right? But Red Alert would put it on real quick and listen to it real quick. And if he didn't hear something that made him feel like he wanted to play it, I don't give a fuck if that's your man or not. He wasn't playing it.
But I'm saying the concept is still the same even now.
No, the concept is not the same. No. Here's the thing. Because the quality control is gone now. Because nobody's listening to it for the quality. The quality doesn't matter. If it has enough numbers, if enough people are following this, if they gave me enough money to play it, I'm playing
My
it.
brother in Christ. That is quality control.
No.
That's not quality control, sir. You ended quality control when the record label was paying the radio station to go out there and play the record. You lost quality control. What Lord Jamar is talking about is the DJ has first and last refusal. Nowadays, the DJ on the radio is told what to play. Very rarely they're going to break in a new artist. When is the last time the DJ on the radio broke a new artist? Anybody in the chat can answer that. Tell me the DJ who broke a new artist on the radio. Please. When the last time that happened? You have young artists right now bypassing the radio station, bypassing the DJ, just putting their stuff on YouTube, putting it on Instagram, putting it on Facebook, putting it on Twitter. Them Paradox Boys, nobody broke them. And they ended up on Tiny Desk. Man, this sounds like was an easy layup for Jamar.
That is not quality control.
You have grassroots, like it's songs that are blown up just off TikTok. People make reels to it. People hear it. Oh, that's dope. And they go. So you got somebody like LaRussell. LaRussell out in the Bay Area, he doing his own thing. He grew grassroots, doing his own thing. You got Lareezy in Louisiana. You got people that's growing their grassroots things on the internet because people hear it. They feed it to the people, and the people are saying they like it, as opposed to giving it to one person, Red Alert. He listened to it. He like,
But nobody listening to the radio, sir. That's his whole point. He's telling you what happened back in the day because they didn't have organic like that. Truthfully, the South really started and popularized doing it yourself. The most you could have done in New York City was pass your tape around, your people heard it, and maybe it got to another borough. But you had to see how much hoops you had to go through just to even get it to the radio station in Manhattan. And most times when the DJ finally played your record, what do they always say? I've been hearing a lot of things about this dude on the streets. I've been hearing a lot about this chick on the streets. And I finally listened to it. I understand where they're coming from. We're going to play it today. The South said, nah, we're going to bypass all that. We're going to take it. We're going to take it and we're going to play it ourselves. Trunk of the car. We're going to have the big old speaker in there. We play it ourselves. The West did the same thing. He literally is proving his point. Look at Lord Jamar. He's like, boy, thank you for making my point. You said blame it on Soulja Boy. What's wrong with Soulja Boy?
Nah,
No,
this
you're
ain't
not
working,
giving it to
and
one
it
person.
don't go.
First of all, you wasn't giving it to one person.
Or just
giving it to
what I'm saying is
everybody.
the DJs were the gatekeepers. Now the gatekeeper aspect has been torn off because you have the internet.
The internet is the gatekeeper, sir. If your shit is good, they'll play it. If your shit is garbage, they're gonna tell you how garbage it is. And guess what's gonna happen? The corporation gonna come out of nowhere, see that it's garbage, and still sign you because you caught buzz. That white boy over there in England who was doing that funny ass rap, he got a deal out of that. He gonna be in GTA 6 because as dumb as it sounded, it got a buzz. Big Shaq, that dumbass bar he spit, got him a deal. Scarlett, whatever that idiot's name is, she got a deal off the fact that her stuff went viral. Cut it out. That's why hip hop sucks right now. Y'all letting any and anybody in because of the internet. The internet, as I said before, is not quality control. Or at least in the sense that how it was before, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to love the garbage.
They just put it on like a do.
But see, no.
Like, I'm gonna give you a great example.
You still have gatekeepers.
No, gatekeepers are what it's going to be. Period.
Bro,
let me ask you a question. What's your name? Ramaduff. Where's Scarlett now? They came out a year or two ago. Where they at now? What award show has Scarlett been on that got to perform? Where are the clips of this legendary concert where she rocked the house? I'm asking. I could go look this up. Tell me where Scarlett rocked the house. Great. She did a song 3 years ago with Jadakiss and Benny the Butcher. She was on there. Woo. A mixtape. Please explain this to me. Where is she rocking the crowd?
You can't get past the gatekeeper.
But who is the gatekeeper? And that's the difference. The gatekeeper was the people before. No. Now it's the corporations.
No, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you a great example of a worldwide artist that's huge. It's not he's hip hop adjacent, but you got The Weeknd. The Weeknd blew up. He came out with House of Balloons, Thursday, Echoes of Silence, 3 mixtapes on his own.
Sir, he came out with mixtapes. He literally is defeating his own argument. He came out with mixtapes. He still had to go to the people. Oh my God. And guess what, sir? The Weeknd got in front of them corporations and they didn't ride with him. He's not being pushed to the moon by the corporations anymore. Imagine what The Weeknd would have been if the corporations got to him first. The music industry does not like folk who are pushed by the people. Again, I'm going to use the paradox again. People were pushing them. Right? The people were pushing them. Do you think one of them big corporations said, okay, we're going to just take you off the street now. You're going to go record the album and release it? No. The first mainstream place you saw them on, to me, was NPR's Tiny Desk. That's a corporation, right? But they don't distribute music.
about hip hop
No,
here.
but I'm talking about the concept. The concept, it was all independent. He put it out. He had a whole marketing rollout on his own, and he blew up off of it. Now he's huge. But what I'm saying is the people
Now he's corporate.
The people decided he was dope. Like I heard him. I told all my friends, like, yo, this dude is hot. He could be the next one, and he blew up. That's what you got now because you got the internet. Back then, you had gatekeepers through the DJs and then into the radio station. It's the same concept. It's not going to change.
It's not the same concept.
I'm going to tell you what your what you're groaning about is the corporation and the money aspect. And the thing is hip hop is worldwide. I just got back from Taiwan, and people will stop me in the street to take pictures and all types of stuff. And like, oh, you play basketball, you rap. Oh, because I represent hip hop because I'm a black man.
Oh, good God. Here we go. Sir, you're a black man that was in Taiwan, sir. They don't see it. That's why they didn't know who you were. They knew what your stereotype was. Oh, Lord.
What the hell?
My guy, the simple fact you just sat there on the internet and told everybody people in Taiwan thought you were a basketball player or a rapper, but didn't know your name tells us everything we need to know. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not qualified for this conversation. And that's why he cursed you out earlier in that clip. Disrespectfully. As I said, and Lord Jamar just confirmed, the weekend went corporate and nobody cares about him anymore. They're looking to that man now for controversies. They're not looking to him for music. The corporations now are giving you your artists. But y'all are cool with that because, as Cosmo Fury said, they play your song 11 times in an hour because the corporation paid for it. If the corporations didn't have control of the radio stations and the DJs got to play what they want, 96% of these artists would never have been heard. Never. Even if the people wanted it.
I was just a soul.
First
like,
of all,
you know,
I'm not groaning about anything. I'm just making knowledge born. I'm making knowledge known.
Come on,
okay?
it's money. You talking about the money aspect?
No, it's not. It's not about the money aspect. First of all, shut your ass up. Your punk ass ain't even get up here. Till your punk ass ready to sit down. Shut your bitch ass up. Fuck you talking about?
Times change. That's what happens when you have a great product. It spreads around. That's just the life. When you have a great.
My bad. I thought he cursed this dude out. My bad. He cursed this other dude out. Go ahead.
Product and people talk about it. People want to make money behind it. I would argue that the artists today who are catering to the corporate, they're not catering to the corporate, they're catering to the fans, and they're making music that the fans want to listen to.
Okay, let's see if he's correct. Y'all in here. Some of y'all listening to this new hip hop. Are y'all loving the music that they're giving you? Are y'all loving the music? Because I listen to some of these stations down here in Atlanta. They're playing more of the old stuff mixed in with the new stuff. I thought these new cats are supposed to be running the yard. Why are they still playing old stuff? And the way they keep coming out, you should have an embarrassment of riches and beats. I hear similar beats and I hear similar patterns. They got to play 3 you young cats first and then go play old school Jay-Z or old school 50. They got to go play 2000s era Southern rap. What is he talking about? This must be Wackademic's brother.
That's how they get money. If they don't cater to the algorithm or cater to what's hot, they would just be making music for their friends and family and not have a living. So what do you suggest artists to do today? Nope.
Here's the thing. I made my statement, right?
And basically, you just agreed with what I said. Okay? I'm right. Like what the fuck are we talking about?
Also said,
you keep shaking your head. Why don't you sit your ass
you
in the
also
chair?
said that
I keep seeing your fucking head shaking.
You
Get
also,
your ass in the chair.
you also said that, they can just fake the streams. Back in the day, they brought albums. I heard labels would buy.
No, what is
they
this?
did.
No.
They did do that.
I'm going pre. That's corporate shit you're talking about.
Stone Age.
I'm
before the record sales. You think Stone Age time?
Sir, he literally just told you that record labels buy albums to boost the sales, especially if they know that album is not going to go platinum. They usually want you to go gold at least show that your investment was somewhat worth it. They want it to go platinum. Yes, they will buy the record. They may buy 100,000 units just to spike it. Like, what are we doing?
Talking about when hip hop first came onto the stage, Sugar Hill Records, Enjoy Records, Sleeping Bag.
There was
you
no
wouldn't know
corporate.
about
There
that.
was no corporate then. So
I mean,
you can't go corporate because corporate didn't exist. So
first of all, there were record labels, okay? But it's not about going corporate. Before there was records, we were making tapes. So hip hop proliferated by word of mouth. It proliferated by you had a tape. I said, "Oh, that tape is dope. Can I tape your tape?" And then it would go around.
They would share it. Right?
Yes,
they would share
would share it.
So,
exactly. But think about it. Like, you got the internet now where you could, if you could share one thing and millions of people can hear it immediately. Back then, this shit got shared one person at a time, one borough at a time type of shit. Listen to what I'm saying. And the type of music that we were making, the type of beats that we were even choosing were the type of music that we thought would impress our peers. You understand? Our immediate peers. And all I'm saying is over time, whatever you want to say about evolution and all of that, that's cool. Like, I hear you, but I'm just saying it's changed. And that the themes of what we were talking about were definitely more productive than what the fuck you.
Nah, no, he ain't sit up there and lie like that, sir. We was talking about everything. What are you talking about, sir? Back in the day, yeah, we rapped about drugs sometimes. We was also rapping about what was going on at home. We was rapping about what's going on in the streets. We was rapping about what's going on in school. We was rapping about stuff we saw on the train. We was rapping about stuff in restaurants. We was rapping about everything. Everybody called it. Hell, we was dissing people on the tracks. Like, what are we talking about here? These new cats are all rapping about the same thing. Nobody in hip hop right now, I don't care who it is, they're not unique. The unique stuff that should be shared out, y'all say is whack.
Y'all talking about today.
Can you name me an artist that was productive and talk positive? I can't.
Public Enemy.
This nigga, hold up. How are you in a hip hop debate and don't know about conscious rap? Boy, get him off the stage before he pissed me off.
Public Enemy.
All right.
KRS-One.
That's two.
Huh? Brand Nubian. Tribe Called Quest. De La Soul.
Wu-Tang. They're positive?
Yeah.
No, he was not.
This nigga just said Wu-Tang wasn't positive. This nigga just said Wu-Tang wasn't positive. Oh, Lord. Fam, get him off the stage. He said Wu-Tang wasn't positive. Why? Because they made Cream when they were talking about females? That's not positive? Sir, Cream was literally a song talking about every shade of woman and how you should be loving and uplifting them. What is he talking about? He said butter pecan chocolate deluxe. They put dark-skinned women over in a song that is legendary. This man said Wu-Tang wasn't positive. Boy, he better go. Who mans is this?
Not.
Yeah, come on.
They were positive.
Yeah, they
were
definitely had positive
Who was back then?
messages
Who was
in their
back
shit.
then? Who was from the
Will Smith. Will Smith was positive. He the reason why you young cats are now over there trying to fight for Grammys. Go thank Will Smith, the positive rapper.
Right now.
We got Corday. J. Cole. He's positive.
All you're gonna say is J. Cole,
J.I.D.
Kendrick, and that's about it.
There was
all you got.
There was nobody positive back in the old days. DMX.
This nigga said nobody was positive. He just gave you 5 examples. Oh my God. Oh, so Special Ed wasn't positive. Okay. Lucchini wasn't positive. Moni Love wasn't positive. Oh man. MC Light wasn't positive. Latifah wasn't positive. I know she did the diss record on them chicks, but that was like in the mid-90s. But Latifah wasn't positive. Roxanne Shante wasn't positive. Digital Underground wasn't positive. Oh, okay. Diggable Planets wasn't positive. All right. Sure. Okay.
It wasn't positive. 50 Cent wasn't positive.
What's so hilarious?
This nigga brought up new school rappers. He brought up the 90s, early 2000 rappers. How did we jump from old school rappers weren't positive to now you talking about DMX and 50 Cent? You know who else was there, sir? Black Thought. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We can't talk about Black Thought. You had Most Def. You had Early Common. All right, you're right. You're right. They wasn't positive. You're right.
When they say old days,
niggas with attitude.
DMX.
They wasn't niggas with kindness. They wasn't
That's
niggas
so
with
sad.
They wasn't niggas with kindness. They were niggas with attitude, right? Ice-T, Cop Killer. Oh man, that's,
right.
Woo,
right.
That's a sweet song, Cop Killer, right? That's
that's when hip hop. It's funny that you naming all this shit because that's when hip hop started to go crazy.
Corporate. Thank you. That's when it started going corporate. Jimmy Iovine, if NWA was doing positive rap, Jimmy Iovine would never have signed him. Ice-T would never have been signed if he wasn't talking about how he was a pimp and he was out there smacking females and doing what he did at Crenshaw High. Priority Records would never have signed Ice Cube if he was talking like when he was with the Muslims. We not finna do this, sir. You way out of your depth, bro. Way out of your depth. Jay-Z was rapping 50% positive where he had the flat top and the gold tooth, and nobody took a chance on him until he started talking about drugs. Come on, dude. Most of your favorite rappers started out going positive, just rapping about stuff that was going on in their life. Y'all didn't want to hear it because gangster rap took over at that point. We're not doing this.
That's when corporations said, you know what? Instead of selling this conscious music.
By the way, I didn't mean to cut him off, but if MC Hammer was talking about that real stuff in the Bay, you think them corporations would have signed him? No. He had to wear parachute pants first to get in, and then he started rapping like that. And then y'all didn't like it no more. I think he already did it.
Where they're talking shit against us, let's fucking take this music and use it against them. So we see that, hey, somebody like NWA, they're rhyming about, they're saying fuck the police, but they're also talking about shooting niggas and all this type of shit, all this negative shit. Let's push that algorithm. Let's make that more popular. And that's the way corporation and the whole music industry started to change based upon what the corporations now felt wanted to be pushed out there, as opposed to what we were doing organically. See, when I was out, there was all kind of different hip hop. If you wanted to get on some negative shit, you had your negative hip hop. If you want to be conscious, you could do that. You had your funny hip hop, fucking Biz Markie and shit like that. Like you had all different kind of genres that you could go to without having to be bombarded with just basically.
But the one that made the most money and was more popular was the gangster music.
No, not necessarily.
No, sir. No. The only reason why the gangster rap got so popular and made more money because they had the corporation behind it. The streets had the money. And the conscious rap, the positive rappers were getting the money. That's why they kept pushing the negativity. Because the positive was starting to outweigh it in the 90s. Where you been, sir? You look like you just turned 20. I saw it with my own eyes. I'll give you a perfect example. You remember how gangster rap was running in the 90s? Y'all remember that, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. How the hell Will Smith come in there with the positive raps and he destroyed every person in 97? Maybe outside of DMX. How'd that happen? How did Big Willie Sal go platinum in an era where it was gangster rap over everything? How'd that happen? I tell you, man, these new cats, boy. They came in when 50, their first foray into hip hop was when 50 came out with Get Rich or Die Trying on the Massacre. And that's early to mid 2000s. Boy, you don't even know your history. Get back in the lab.
Really, and what I'm saying is that happened when the corporations took over, young man.
I don't believe that. I believe that people love that. I got old people in my family. And
it's not about what you believe. It's about what the facts are, sir.
No one hears and listens to the good guy rappers. Even back in the old days. Even in the old days, my parents are old as hell. They don't like old school, nice hip hop. They like the gangster hip.
So how did Millennium work? How did Lost and Found work? How did them two Will Smith records work? How come they worked? Will Smith don't rap about guns. He don't rap about drugs. How'd that work? How did Switch get over, sir? LL don't rap about guns. How did Headsprung get over? I tell you they dumb. I tell you they dumb.
Hip hop. I'm just saying.
Get off the screen,
My
bruh.
next claim is that in my era, hip hop was a talent show. Nowadays, hip hop is a popularity contest.
Talk.
Prove me wrong.
Hi.
Hey, Coco.
Oh, Lord. Ma'am, come on now. Now, come on. Ma'am. I think they trolling. Whoever's running this platform, they're trolling. Let me go look. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do it to myself.
You may know her from her shows in Brooklyn and Manhattan.
I was about to say she must have some money to get Marissa Tomei to be in her video, but then I realized that's not her. You have a hashtag called James Brown. Let me look.
But this spicy rock star is not new to the scene. Her fans
Rockstar.
have heard tales of her volatile relationships, even skipping a few shows. But from running down on old roommates and her punk metal project, she's here from New York to talk to us about it. Welcome, Coco Banks. We're so excited.
Wait a minute. A punk rock artist is about to tell us about hip hop. This should be fun. Oh, I'm intrigued now. A punk rock artist is about to tell us about hip hop. Let's get it. I like punk rock. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, what's up?
The head shaker. You almost messed your hair up, but okay. What's good?
I'm good.
So yes, my era, I'm just going to reiterate with you.
All right.
I say that my era had more talented artists, more original artists,
Fact.
more lyrical artists,
Fact.
more profound artists. And the way they got on was through displaying their talent. Now it's all about, you don't have to be super dope. Like somebody like a Gucci Mane, he don't, to me, he's not a dope rapper, but he's popular. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So you got a lot of people out here who are not as talented, but they're famous because of their popularity. Tell me.
Okay, so first of all, talent is relative. So I feel like it is. So a lot of the artists back then were very ABC, nursery rhyme.
Throw her off the stage. The artists back then were ABC 1, 2, 3. Are you serious? So you're telling me that Busy Bee is the same thing as Bone Thugs? Get her off the stage before I say something I'm going to regret. Get her off the stage. Again, how are y'all new school artists and you don't know about the history? Y'all sound like NBA fans who say that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the GOAT. How do you put him as the GOAT because he won 2 MVPs of the chip? He's done nothing yet. When is he going to be the face? He's not even the face of the league. He won the chip last year. He was not even the face of the league. Like, what are we doing? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
They weren't even that talented. Couldn't dance. Couldn't,
What does hip hop have to do? Oh, no. Now they couldn't dance. No, they just took a mic into a basement and rocked the crowd. They took the microphone outside at a block party and rocked the crowd. They stood in a park on hot concrete, 95-degree weather in the summertime, or 36 degrees in the wintertime, and busted out freestyles until the other person quit. That requires talent. Even if you think they were recycling the rhymes, that takes talent. Now you're saying they weren't talented because they didn't dance. This is
Whoa. Okay, so hang on a second. ABC. So would you say someone like Rakim was ABC?
No, Rakim was a very good storyteller. So he was a
lyricist. People like Nas, Big Daddy Kane.
Great storyteller. Okay, but look at what we have today. We have rappers who have.
She said Nas was a great storyteller. Baby, this girl said Nas was a great storyteller, not a lyricist. Oh my God. Is she from Brooklyn? Damn, where are they getting these chicks? I swear these 6 must have came out of the Matrix. They came out of one of them pods. Y'all can't be serious.
Other talents as well. They produce themselves. They act. They can create their whole own project with very little help from others. So we have Kanye West. We have Wu-Tang is a little probably in the middle.
Yeah, Wu-Tang is more of my generation.
Okay, but he's still doing stuff with people from our era too.
Yeah, that's okay. But they're still from, Jay-Z will do something from people from your era, but they're still from our era. We're not saying that there aren't some talented people in their era. I'm saying my era was more about talent than it was about popularity as a whole. I'm not saying that y'all
I feel like people were popping because they were popular back then. They were on the street.
But they had to show their talents, ma'am. That's what his point is. You had to show the talent. That's why battles were what they were back in the day. You had to show that you had talent to diss the other guy and rock the crowd. That's why you ran to the block parties and showed people you could rock the crowd. It takes talent. Anybody could get up there and spit some rhymes. If the crowd's not feeling you, you're not getting away with it. It's not just about the lyrics. You got to have charisma. You got to have breath control. You got to understand what your audience wants to hear. That creates talent. Every story with a hip hop artist, they'll tell you, I had a notebook and I was just writing things down. These cats don't write nothing down no more. They just rap about the same damn thing. That's easy. I'm just going to copy and paste what the next man wrote. No, I said my wife from Brooklyn, and she understands that Nas is a lyricist, not a storyteller. No, she's not pretending. She's dead serious.
Freestyling.
They got popular because they were on the street freestyling, and that's how they became popular. If you were on the street freestyling and you was whack, you're not going to become popular. Please, with the theatrics, seriously.
I'm like,
No. You're being disrespectful now, for real.
I got this.
Relax, sir. When it's your fucking turn, you'll get your turn. But she's up here right now, all this hemming and hawing. It's just relax.
Right. So I would say these days, it's not just about popularity, because it can be someone who we don't even know what they look like. If their song goes off from repeated plays and people just like what they're hearing, then that is talent. That's not popularity. It's talent.
You just literally describe popularity, ma'am. You said this era. That's popularity. That's not talent. If 100,000 people see me rap about blueberries, right? And it go viral, does that mean I have talent, or I just did something that was popular? Oh my God. Let me help you, since you want to talk about viral sensations. Why do you think only a small few of content creators gets to go to that next level? And that next level means you start being courted by Hollywood to be in commercials and movies and things like that, because that requires talent. I understand that it requires popularity, but at a certain point, your popularity is only going to get you so far. You got to keep people around with your talent. Kai Cenat got a McDonald's deal because of his talent, not because of his popularity. I know a lot of people think because he was number one streamer at that time, he had talent. He knew how to take something and make it go viral. I have to give the little tether critter a little credit on that. He knew what he was doing. He was talented enough to come up with a concept that nobody else was doing at the time. Everybody's streaming right now. He said, okay, I'm going to put everybody under my house, and we just going to be sitting there saying and doing crazy things. And then Hollywood came calling. I Show Speed, same thing. I'm going to do a concept, even though I took some of it from Kai Cenat. I'm going to do it my way. I'm just going to be outside. I'm just going to be as genuine as I can be. Hollywood kept calling. He finally picked up the phone. Now he's over there doing matches in WWE at WrestleMania. That requires talent. KSI is popular, right? Have you seen KSI since? Thank you. Mr. Beast is popular. To me, he's not talented. He's not doing anything that somebody else can't do. When I think of talent, I think of something unique that you bring to the table that nobody else can sit up there and say, I can accurately clone that and do it myself and get to that same level. You can't do it. Doesn't happen. But, you know, she's going to continue to educate a grown-ass over 50-year-old man about hip-hop.
So how do you, okay, when the last talent show you went to?
And when you say ABC, y'all got more ABC rappers today
And it's innovative,
than
though.
we had back
You
when
said
hip-hop first
innovative.
started.
It's
what do you mean
untraditional rhyme
innovative
structures.
how?
It's sounds that we have not heard before. It's mumble rap. It's all these things that,
Mumble rap.
Okay, so
who the fuck?
It's
You don't even
hardcore.
understand what they're saying, and you
That's
think
good. Why do we have to? Why do we have to know?
Did she just say you don't have mumble rap is great because you don't have to know what they're saying? So the Swedish Chef on the Muppets, he'd be $1 billion artist right now, right? So nobody know what that man was talking about back in the 70s. That's what we're doing. See, this is why you don't let certain young people talk about hip hop. She got to be from the Caribbean. How do you not know what that person's talking about? They could be saying some of the most off the wall shit, but you don't care because they mumbled it. He or she could be sitting there talking about assassinating an entire project block just because they black, but because they mumbled it, that's okay. You could have an artist talking about committing a terrorist attack, but just because they mumbled it, it's okay. Where are your standards? This is why y'all let everybody in hip hop, and that's why hip hop is in the worst era it's ever been. Nobody's making money. They have to go corporate to make money. Or buy a blue check to make some money.
Why do we have to know? Because it's untraditional. It's different. It's getting the people going. See, that's hard. That's hard. Put a beat to that.
How can I have a conversation if you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about?
Okay, madam, let me play that game. If your man started mumbling to you while you was in an argument, will you tell him to keep going? I want to hear that. Or you gonna say, speak up? I can't understand what you're saying.
Music isn't a conversation.
It is
music
a conversation.
Is an expression. Music is expression. It's art.
That's where somebody gassed you up with this corporate white fucking idea of what hip hop should be. Oh, it's just a feeling. It's just a vibe. That's not what original fucking hip hop is supposed to be about.
So
it's supposed to be about what you're saying. What you're saying matters. Yes, and you can't just mumble your way through a fucking song.
As an artist,
fucking
you put that beat on, and this is what that artist has to say. This is what they feel like saying.
And if he feels like saying nothing, that's okay.
Yeah, why not?
You're obviously older than all of these guys here, so I don't know what your problem is. But anyway,
I'm not as old as you.
Huh?
I wasn't born.
I know you ain't old as me, but you ain't as old as them either, motherfucker. You're at least in your 40s.
I know
You're at least in your 40s.
I know all the music.
I see it.
So your claim is back in the day,
it was about a talent. I didn't say, listen, I said it was about a talent show. Listen to what I'm saying. Stop fucking putting words in my mouth. I said it's about a talent show, meaning you had to be either a dope DJ or a dope MC. You had to come up in your area and make motherfuckers start talking about you and all of that type of shit to become popular. You couldn't just fucking make a song, post it on YouTube, pay some money to put ads or whatever, to boost the popularity to it, and then become famous off that. Or you couldn't just be a whack rapper, but you had money and shit like that. So people fucked with you. Now I'm talking. I don't know when you're gonna start talking. I'm talking about back in the days when this shit started. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you couldn't just have money and fucking just come out and be like, oh, I'm a drug dealer with money. Everybody buy my record. Mm-hmm. Now you can because it's all about popularity, what you have, and all this type of bullshit.
So the thing is with hip hop and rap, it's gotten so big now that now you're see what you're doing is romanticizing the past. That's what you're doing. So you're looking at the great parts of the past and pointing that out and like trying to lord it over what's now. Now you got a lush garden of music. So you mean to tell me a hip, a hop, a hippie to the hip, hip hop. You won't stop, but rock to the bang bang, boogie to up, boogie to the boogie to the boogie to beat.
Yeah, and why is your producers today using them same ABC raps as samples in their songs? Oh, he don't want bring this man to me. I'm not a big hip hop head. I in terms of historians, I will cook him. Why aren't they using the new artist records as samples? Why they keep going back into the 70s and the 60s and the 50s? All right.
You telling me that's some spitting rhyme and some dope rhyming? That's what you telling me?
No, I'm not. What I'm telling you is that was from the people, and it wasn't a corporate. Well, damn, it almost was, to be honest. That particular song almost was, because Sylvia Robinson
Them boys
put
stole
that
the
group
song,
together.
actually.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
well, some of them stole some
Yeah,
of the
the story
rhymes.
verses, right.
Right.
That too.
But first of all, I never used Sugar Hill Gang as one of my examples
You
right now.
mentioned Sugar Hill Records earlier.
I said
They was
Sugar.
signed-
He brought up Sugar Hill Records to show how hip hop started before it went corporate. Those were independent labels, sir. You knew exactly what he was talking about. Those were independent labels. They didn't have a corporate structure behind them. They were paying for everything. They were paying for the studio time. They were paying the engineers and the DJs to create the records. They were paying for the pressing. Yes, they paid DJs to hopefully play the record. They didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars behind them. Them boys still were working. The time they could all get together and go in the lab, they all had to put their money together. That was called an investment in yourself. Nowadays, everybody just want to go viral, so some corporation give them a 360 deal and think they made it. And then have the corporation put an insurance policy on their life because they talking that real hard stuff. Pause.
Hill Records. Yes, I didn't say Sugar Hill Gang. Okay. Also, other people that were on Sugar Hill Records was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
I got somebody else.
Melly Mel is one of the lyricists that, if it wasn't for people like Melly Mel, Kool Mo D, Grandmaster Caz, you wouldn't even have the rappers that you have today, because those dudes took it from that hip hop to hippie. They took it from that basic bullshit
in your era.
Yes,
that basic bullshit in your era.
Listen,
continue.
There's always I never said my era was perfect. I never said it was.
What you about to say? There always was.
There's always going to be some bullshit.
Thank you. There's always
my
my point.
Some bullshit,
and that's what you're doing.
But no. Here's the thing.
You putting your grace up against our bullshit.
No. Because your whole shit is based on bullshit.
No.
Your whole shit is more.
J. Cole, Kendrick, Nipsey.
You're naming like 3 people. You know how many artists is out there in your generation right now?
It's way more artists now than it was in your generation.
And that should tell you something, sir. That should tell you something. I can't believe he didn't figure it out. He sat there for, I'm sure, minutes and was listening to the conversation and still didn't pick it up. There's a problem with your music genre if everybody thinks they can do it and they're getting over on it, sir. There's a problem. That's what he's trying to articulate that you're not listening to. Everybody can draw. Everybody's not an artist. Everybody can put colors on a palette and on a canvas. Everybody's not a painter. Everybody can spray a can of spray paint. You're not a graffiti artist. That takes talent. Everybody can drive a car. Not everybody can go to NASCAR. That takes talent. You're literally proving his point right now. The fact that today's hip hop, everybody thinks they can rap because they can put some words together that rhyme at the end of each sentence. Where is the talent?
And
but every one artist that was in your
and,
generation
but
is
yet you
10
keep
now.
going back to 3 people. I can name people that was dope
Rhapsody.
in my fucking generation. Rhapsody, but y'all don't fuck with Rhapsody like that.
Facts.
Like, y'all don't buy her records like that. Y'all don't buy her
Facts.
records over fucking NBA Youngboy or some shit like that.
Facts.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
Sir, he just pulled your whole card and you failed again. You put up Rhapsody against Nicki Minaj. 9 out of 10, you niggas in there go pick up Nicki Minaj. And Rhapsody would blow Nicki Minaj out the water. Y'all had an embarrassment in the mid to late 2000s and early 2010s of female rappers that would destroy Nicki Minaj, and y'all didn't support them. And I'm talking about some lyricists. But you didn't want to support them because it was all about Nicki Minaj. So now every female artist come out trying to be Nicki Minaj. They're trying to be the more ratchet one. And nobody cares. The best they could do nowadays, since nobody cares about their songs, is just diss each other.
Say there's a duality in music. When people make music, when you make music for humans have a duality. So there are times, for example, Lord Jamar. There's times Lord Jamar is being on his conscious, just in life.
Yup, and there's times when I love my gangster shit too.
Exactly.
You motherfucking right.
So people gonna make some King Von crazy story, but it also
But see, the King Von
if
shit.
I'm at a party, I don't want to listen to, and God said, I'm at a party, I'm gonna turn up, shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got.
And we had that too. And what I'm telling you is our shit was better.
No.
Our shake your ass shit was better than y'all shake that ass.
No. Put my head.
Yes, sir. You could listen to that, and then you can still listen to a Jay-Z record and a crowd will rock. Then you could switch to Biggie and the crowd will rock. Hell, even at some of them parties, and I've been to some of them, they start playing Eminem and people start dancing. I don't know why y'all's dancing to Eminem, but that's all right. Y'all are literally making this point for him again. You had something for everybody. Y'all have nothing for everybody now.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You have nothing for everybody. And that's why even the artists that paved the way and the artists that were supposedly in your generation that y'all grew up on, like Bow Wow, even they had to come out and say, we don't know what they did to hip hop. Hip hop is in the toilet right now. It's so in the toilet that you have to go overseas to find some dope rapper. That's sad. It's sad that a Canadian is the best rapper y'all could put up for this generation. That's sad. Because your homegrown underground talent, y'all claim y'all love them so much. They're blowing up on the internet, but y'all won't get them to the level of a Drake. But then y'all get mad when the people get someone like a Kendrick Lamar to the level and above Drake. You get mad. Interesting.
Fucking ludicrous.
Hydraulics.
I wanna lay on your head with your toes, and I wanna move from the bed down to the floor.
That's my point. You have to say, like, for example, I'm gonna give you a good example. Easy-E, Boys in the Hood ain't nothing but King Von Crazy Story. Same damn song.
What? Oh no, he didn't. Oh no, he did. You just compared Easy-E to King Von. Boy, get off and get out of that seat, please. Please. He's about to embarrass himself. He just said Easy-E can be compared to King Von.
move from the bed down to the floor.
That's my point. You have to say, like, for example, I'm gonna give you a good example. Easy-E, Boys in the Hood ain't nothing but King Von Crazy Story. Same damn songs, two different eras. Every song you got in your era,
I didn't love
Easy-E
like that. See, you know, Easy-E, that's some
your
West
era.
Coast shit.
That's your era.
It doesn't matter. I don't have to own every fucking thing from my era.
Sir, there's plenty of East Coast people that didn't bang with NWA. What are you doing? See, you don't even know your history, bro. You don't even know your history.
But here's the thing.
Making us own everything from our era?
No. You want to own everything.
Every single song
here's what
you find in your era, you'll
here's
find
what
in
I
this
will
era.
say about an Eazy-E and all that is that them motherfuckers in the West Coast had to come up the same way that I'm talking about. Is that they had to fucking make some shit that people around their hood, around their area was fucking with before they was able to move on and start making records and get to a level where they could do what the fuck they was doing. They couldn't just circumvent that. Like, you got motherfuckers that make records now that never been outside. Let's keep it real. They never.
Them niggas love they suburban rappers, boy. They love that shit. That shit would not have flown back in the day. You ain't come from the hood. They was not fucking with you. They don't want to hear you in some mansion. Your daddy was a famous rapper. You trying to be that. No, that was not going to fly back in the day. That flies now. We don't want no Nepo rap. I don't want to see in 15 years Drake's little boy out there rapping. I don't want to hear it. No Nepo rap.
Fucking made up. And when I say outside, I mean, they never fucking went and did a show in front of anybody. They've been making fucking little records on their phone and shit, rhyming into their fucking phone and fucking Fruity Loops and all this fucking bullshit. And then they fucking,
you don't like Fruity Loops because it got Fruity in the name. That's why you don't like Fruity Loops. That's why you tell the truth. Look, Jamar, I know you don't like Fruity Loops because it got Fruity in the name.
I don't like Fruity Loops because it started as a kiddie type of shit. It's developed from there. But anyway, yeah. But that's funny. But what I'm saying is a lot of times they're able to bypass the experience that we were forced to go through, which is to actually get out and be in contact with the people. And that's just kind of a sign of the times we live in. With the social media has made people antisocial. Like, we had to get out there and really fucking be in contact and kiss babies and all that fucking shit. And
y'all cats don't like hearing somebody say your record is whack. I've been around hip hop heads trying to get on. They said that shit is garbage. I'm not buying it. When we had to go buy our mixtapes on Jamaica Avenue, the dude would be in there playing it. We tell him, yo, that shit is trash. Turn that off. He'd listen. If the shit is fire, we be like, yo, what is that? And he pull out the mixtape. We buy it $5. Come on now. Y'all know what he's talking about, but y'all want to just argue just to argue. Social media is a gas. It's nothing but a gas factory. You would bypass 10,000 people saying your track is garbage just to say the 3 people liked your shit. Just because it got some views on it. Go ahead.
in order to do what you could be like, just on my fucking phone, and I don't have to fucking talk to nobody and deal with nobody, and I can still fucking blow up. Like,
but here's the difference is,
and I can still be popular. I can be a nerd and be popular now.
That's very true. But the thing is that you also got the element. You still have the element that you talk about nowadays. It didn't go away. It's just now we've added things because hip hop has grown. We've added fans. We've added cultures. We've added ways to blow up. We've added ways to make money and to actually
You've added cultures and it became worse. So maybe you shouldn't have added cultures. You added Punjabi MC. Where is he now? You added the Bollywood aspect. It lasted for about 2 years and now it's gone. What happened? Y'all tried to add Afro beats. Afro beats came and went. Afro beats lasted, I'll be nice, 5 to 7 years. I'll be nice. Didn't go nowhere. Interesting how that always seems to work. Never went nowhere. You added the Asians into it. They don't even do hip hop no more. They wait to go and blow up people from their homeland. But all right, y'all got it. You got it. Go ahead.
Build something off of, which
have
you benefit off
right.
of.
But have we forgotten where it started? You see, because you can add on to all these things, but it's supposed to be a layer. There's supposed to be a foundation. And it seems like you and a lot of your generation has forgotten, and to the point where you're almost being disrespectful towards the foundation of which you fucking think you're saying you've evolved from.
So before, like I said before, you got hip hop has grown so large. So if you're pointing at the 10% that fit that narrative, you can find that. But the vast majority of people recognize where hip hop has come from, and they built on that, and they recognize it.
I think that's the
So my name's AJ.
AJ,
It's nice to talk to you, sir.
Hey, there's a dope hip hop song from my era called AJ Scratch. You ever heard of it?
I haven't.
You should Google that.
Okay.
AJ. Yeah, produced by Curtis Blow. Anyway, go ahead.
I want to start with some points of agreement.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
No. I feel like, hip hop started as like a voice for the voiceless, like for the oppressed, like, in the Black community, like you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And as it's become more mainstream, you can argue, as you have, that like the product has been like more diluted, that like it's lost some of its, cultural identity. And, especially with the rise of streaming and the algorithm in recent years, like a lot of that is more, there isn't like a human element to that, especially now when you're adding like AI to it. Like you have like AI.
This man, they really let the A&R intern talk, but this is going to be fun.
On Spotify is like recommending stuff. Like that's crazy to me. And like just as the audience, the consumer base is
Spotify is recommending stuff, and that's AI recommending something.
AI streaming. You could talk about like the impact of some social media. You could talk about the consumer becoming wider and more corporate, and just like the rise of corporate power in America over the last few decades. 100%. Like we like agree on all that. But I think you'd also have to argue that like there is a positive to hip hop becoming like a global cultural phenomenon at the same time. I mean,
yes,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
You have to say, like for it becoming global, there are places around the world where they have used hip hop as, what it was originally intended for. It's a voice for the voiceless. For example, like there's a pretty sizable hip hop community in Palestine. I mean, like these are like some of the most oppressed people in the world. They're using hip hop to get their voice out there. I mean, that's the original intent, even if like it has separated from the cultural identity of it starting with Black Americans. It's gone global, and it's like still using what it was originally intended for, to be a voice for the voiceless.
At times, yes.
Okay.
But more times than not, you see, because that's kind of anecdotal, but more times than not, it's being used to sell merchandise and, be in commercials and stuff like that, or to poison the minds with some bullshit. Like more times than not, it's being used for some sort of corporate, corporate means other than the type of means that you're talking about. For instance, I had a group that I put out back in the days called Dead Prez. You might be.
Yeah, for sure.
Them, right. So when they first came out, they had, we had this tape, and they had this one song called Food, Clothing, and Shelter. And when we were looking on the charts of where that shit was charting at, one of the spots around the world was in Serbia. Right. Wow. And there was a fucking war or some shit going on in Serbia at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like a song like Food, Clothes, and Shelter and Happiness and all that type of shit really resonated. So I understand what you're saying about hip hop reaching worldwide. And I'm not opposed to that. I've been all over the world because of hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? I've been in Germany with all white dudes in the crowd.
Yeah.
That 40 years prior, all of them motherfuckers would have been in the Hitler Youth or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And now they're jumping up and down talking about brand Nubian brand. You know what I mean? Loving Black conscious music.
Yeah. Well, where I would push back though is like talking about, I would separate kind of the blog era, like from like the late like 2000s to like the early 2010s to like now. So like now in the last few years, last like 10 years or so, I'd say there's a lot of all the problems that we're talking about, streaming becoming like a lot more influential, AI, TikTok, etc. But during the blog era, you had a lot of artists who they put digital mixtapes on the internet, and you had like the blogs cover them. They got a lot of buzz from that, and they could like use that leverage before they even got a deal. They built up a fan base on the internet. So, I mean, isn't that they were really more connected to the fans arguably than like any other time? I mean, if you're talking about back in the 90s, I mean, just like comparing the journalism, the music blogs, which were so influential in the 2010s.
90s blogs, you're saying?
No, I'm talking about in the 2010s, like compared that to like The Source.
You can't, no, sir. See, I was going to let you live, but then you went and did that. You cannot compare The Source to what they did in there's no comparison. The Source, Double XL, even Slant Magazine at times, you can't do that, sir. No. Vibe magazine, you can't do it. Jet, can't do it. Those were publications for people. If you didn't get in there, you didn't make it yet. If you weren't getting mics, you didn't make it. We're not doing that. That was the problem. I'm not saying every journalist that worked for the magazines back in the day were qualified. I'm not saying that. But there was a level of what he went back to at the beginning of this. There was quality control. You couldn't just sit up there and go rogue. You had to be honest because people took your word for it. Now what he's saying is with these blogs, anybody could just write their favorite artist or somebody that's popular and say, okay, I have a sample size of 10 songs. I listened to 3 of them. I like those 3. Okay, this is going to be the next person. That's not how that works, sir. They was listening for everything. They weren't only listening for the lyrics. They were listening for the talent in your voice. They were listening to how the DJ or the engineer mixed the songs. They were listening for everything. If the package wasn't good, the package was damaged, they send it back. That's what he's saying. The talent has been lost. And most times now, these blogs are only going off what people are telling them. They're not out there looking. The blogs are supposed to be breaking the artists. They're not supposed to be reviewers. That's not their job.
You know, where it's like, it's really, there was a lot of like industry politics in that, more so than the blogs and the mixtape era was like more for the fan.
It became industry politics. You see what I'm saying? Like everything starts, you know, yes, y'all will say evolution or whatever the case may be, even though that's a whole other concept. But yes, things morph into other things. You see what I'm saying? Like The Source started as a great fucking magazine that really represented hip hop, that was by real hip hop fans. It had a great outlook, but over time, money and all of that started to infect it. And then it became
100%. That's a negative of that era because like you had, you know, albums that were supposed to get 5 mics that didn't get 5 mics and vice versa. Like, I mean, you know, and like the music blogs like on the internet in our era, I mean, this led to like all the artists that like from our generation that like we praise. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Tyler the Creator, all these people who absolutely like do have a positive message who.
But sir, they also, them same folk were putting out mixtapes that were on the streets. They had to pay money. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier. You had to invest in yourself. These cats today are not investing in themselves. They're not going in the studio. They're not in there going over and over again. They're literally going in there for 10 minutes and then go shoot the video. There's no work. Where is the work?
Aren't like towing like the super corporate line that you're talking about. All of them came from the blog era. They came from like directly engaging with the fans versus, you know, the Source. I mean, there was a lot more politics in that compared to in our era.
Okay. It's like, I'm going to be honest, like as far as bloggers and all of that, I'm not, you know, I wasn't into that type of shit. Like, yeah. And then you got to go into now, who are these bloggers? Where do they come from? What's their point of view? And again, I'm saying talent wise, when you look pound for pound, yes, there are talented people in your era.
100%.
But when you really talk about the golden era of hip hop, when you talk about, you know, from a Run DMC to LL Cool J to, you know, Biz Markie, you know, Kane, Rakim, like Nas, like all these Biggie, Tupac, like my era is like overrun with super talented.
Now you're gonna say though that like we're only mentioning like a couple people and so, but like I'm putting Kendrick like in the same league as all those people.
I
you just
hear
named.
that, but what I'm saying is, look how many I can name from my era. Whereas as far as talent wise, there's a few go-tos that y'all can go to, but it's not as many.
And they're the biggest people of our era though.
And we had groups. Like that's another thing. Like
but that's his point, sir. But them artists that y'all gonna pick had to put in the work. J. Cole had to put in the work before Jay-Z saw him. Kendrick had to put in the work with the West Coast before he got mainstream. Drake had to put out mixtapes. Nobody took him serious off Degrassi. He had to put out mixtapes. Nicki Minaj had to go to Virginia to get hot. That's the point, sir. These people of this era had to work. These new cats don't have to work. They just have to be on the internet. You can't have the world stamp you before the streets stamp you.
There's been a lot of dissection of people, of the camaraderie that used to be, the Furious Five, De La Soul, Tribe Called. Those are groups. Some of the best hip hop came from groups. But as money and corporations came into it, people started going solo because they don't want to share the money and split things up. And people started having creative differences. And now today, you'd be hard pressed to talk about groups besides the Migos, or, I don't even know really too many groups besides the Migos.
100% groups are more combat. What I'm saying is that, if we're talking about, all right, it's all good. I'll come back.
Thank you for showing them how to be respectful when you do. It doesn't have to be a fight, guys. We're just debating. Today's episode is...
I don't care. Let's move on. I want to get to that Jamaican woman. Here we go. Foundational Black Americans create hip hop. Other cultures only participate in it. Here comes this Jamaican. This should be fun.
Americans created hip hop. Other cultures participated in it, but had no part in the creational aspect of the art form. Peace.
Peace in the East.
Now we're going to deal with
rain in Spain.
Facts and not myths. Okay. So again, when I say foundational Black Americans, I mean Black people that lived here in America that, especially from the New York City area. Many will say the Bronx, but a lot of people will say it was around all parts of New York City at that time. That we are the ones, even though there were other people around us, Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans and any other people, that could have been around us. We were the ones that started this and drove the culture. Prove me wrong.
I will have to disagree. I would say that y'all rooted and created it and made it traditional, of course. However, I believe that in the 1970s, youth from the Bronx are the ones that created, meaning African Americans and Afro-Caribbean immigrants that were talking about it during that time, the events that were happening. I believe it was the youth of the Bronx, not the foundation of Black Americans.
Why?
We deal with English, we deal with Outlish. Yeah, because English you speak in, and I speak out.
I thought we debunked this about 3 years ago. I thought we put the last nail in the coffin in 2024. That's why Busta Rhymes been out the game. He ain't been seen for the last year and a half. That's why Fat Joe he had to go do a podcast with Jadakiss just to try to get some clout back. I thought we've already gone over this. Jamaicans had nothing to do with hip hop. Insofar as the creation of it, I thought we established that Puerto Ricans had nothing to do with this. That Puerto Rican that was arguing with Tariq all 2024 about hip hop, who got destroyed every time he did a debate. I thought this was over. Why are we bringing this back? Why? Every 3 to 6 months, they bring this back up.
First of all, why do you feel it was the Bronx, number one? Because that's what you heard, right?
I believe it's the Bronx, yes. Hip hop created and started in the Bronx.
Okay. Well, I was born in the Bronx.
Shout out to the Bronx, shout out to the Bronx. I'm from Queens, baby. I'm from
the Bronx, but some people would dispute that. But I'm not going to get into the disputing of it. Now, when you say Afro-Caribbean people, right? Because, yes, people like Kool Herc We're from Jamaica.
Mhm.
Grandmaster Flash has a Bohemian background.
Mhm.
But let me ask you this.
Bambaataa.
Africa Bambaataa.
Mhm.
What specifically inside hip hop could you point to and say that comes from Caribbean culture? That comes, like the Puerto Ricans put that into hip hop. The Jamaicans put that into hip hop. Name some things.
Specifically like songs or like
No.
okay.
I mean
like when
cultural
you're DJing,
wise,
when DJ Cool Herc, when he was DJing, right? That's like when he put the breaks in, that's a
My God. That was debunked, madam. Where have you been? Now you see why I said they look like they might be them kids out of them pods in the Matrix. How many times do we have to keep showing how Herc even said that when he came into hip hop, he did his thing, but he knew where the start was and he didn't have much to do with it? How many times? So y'all won't listen to him tell you that I did not have that much influence on hip hop. But you're still going to run with the fact that you somehow created it. Okay, go ahead.
a form of like, cultural influence.
They were
'Cause that's
already
from Jamaica.
breaking, man.
No, it's not from Jamaica.
The breaks when he did that.
No.
He got that from other people. He literally even said, I was going to parties when I was 12, 13 years old. When he just got here and he was hearing the breaks and he wanted to learn how to do it. He said it, but y'all just bypassed that.
Fact wise.
No, I'm sorry. You're dealing with feelings. The breaks he was playing, first of all, were soul, foundational Black American
Afro?
music. No, not Afro
What
anything.
Afro
It was
music?
Black American music that he was playing, not African music, not Afro-Caribbean music. He was playing soul music, and the breaks inside that music is what he was playing. He wasn't playing any Jamaican music. He wasn't adding anything into the culture of hip hop that was Jamaican. He came from Jamaica and was doing an American thing.
So he's
okay.
So he came from Jamaica. He's Jamaican.
Right.
Okay,
But listen, him being Jamaican, but he was being influenced by foundational Black Americans. He couldn't do nothing Jamaican inside hip hop or else nobody was fucking with him. You see what I'm saying? He tried to come when he first came to Jamaica. There's stories of him where he tried to wear cowboy boots and all that type of shit to the party. And, people was like, what you doing with them roach killers on and all this type of shit? And he stopped wearing that type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? And started wearing sheepskins and trying to assimilate with what the foundational Black Americans were doing. So what I'm saying is there's nothing inside of hip hop. You know how we be like, say ho, nobody says say blood clot. Nobody says, say Papi Chula. We don't say none of that shit. Right. All we do is everything that we say and everything that's inside of hip hop culturally started with foundational Black Americans.
And the pioneers are the youth from the Bronx, though, which is
I mean, you're obsessed with the Bronx, but the Bronx
because
the Bronx is not filled with Jamaicans and Puerto Rican. There's foundational Black Americans there.
You know
that,
right? It's African Americans and Afro Caribbeans. It's mixed. Is it not mixed?
What I'm saying is the ones who is running the sensibilities of hip hop were the foundation.
Wait a minute. I just noticed something. I didn't just notice it, but I noticed this. You notice how when she got up there, they didn't put her name out? I don't know if anybody caught that. You know how even that white guy too. You notice how they didn't put their names out, right? I need to see her credentials for getting on this screen. And I like how they lowercase the word Black. But okay.
Hip hop thing. You understand what I'm saying? As far as the actual mechanics and science of doing hip hop, scratching the record, rapping on the beat. All of that stuff comes from us here in America.
The last thing you mentioned about
they kicked her off hella quick, boy.
The toasting and about the DJs being able to speak over the beats, that is 100% influenced by Caribbean culture.
No,
oh, good God. Oh, my God. Where did toasting come from, ma'am? Damn, how did who? Oh no. Ma'am, toasting came from Black Americans in Jamaica during the war roasting each other. Cox and Dodd already admitted this. They were listening to jazz records where they were toasting each other, where they were roasting each other. The big band era, when you had bands going at each other, that was roasting. They were in competition with each other. That's where that came from. We went over this. We'll say it again. Reggae is just another form of jazz. Reggae, literally, you could go look it up. They took concepts of jazz, soul, and blues and stuff from the Caribbean and created reggae out of it. Ska and all that. Come on, bro. We're not doing this. Why do you think so many Jamaicans love jazz music? They love blues music. Because the Black American soldiers that were over there during World War II brought their records with them. And sitting in them rum bars, they were playing the records. On the bases, they were playing them records. Bob Marley told you that. Cox and Dodd told you that. Kool Herc told you that. And you're still running out there saying that toasting came out of Jamaica.
It's not.
Caribbean parties.
No, it is not.
Back way
no,
to the 60s
it is not.
and early reggae.
No, it is not.
Jamaicans not only influenced
No,
hip-hop,
they didn't.
The Dominicans are the
I'm sorry. What? The
There's a whole genre called Dimbo. Okay,
What?
and that's based off of reggae. So we have Kool Herc, like you mentioned. We have
You know
Ramada.
how old Kool Herc was when he did his first party?
How old?
12 years old.
Okay.
You think he was really emulating what the big sound systems in Jamaica and all that was
Yes, but
doing?
that's his family.
No, that wasn't his family. That's not what he
He's
was doing.
Jamaican.
You're making shit up. You're doing things because you're being emotional right now. And you're just not dealing with facts. I'm sorry. What Kool Herc was doing was emulating what people like Disco King Mario from the Bronx was doing already. Okay, playing break beats out in the park and all that stuff, and bringing your equipment out and type of stuff. That was not. Let's put it in perspective.
It's not clicking.
It's the 70s in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Certain places in Jamaica didn't even have electricity.
Certain places.
Let's keep it real.
What does that have to do with anything?
So how the hell did they hear records if they didn't have electricity, madam? How did they hear records? Okay. My people from Jamaica, you know what they had to do when they had to go listen to music? They had to go walk into town. Do you realize having a record player in your house in Jamaica meant you had money? How the hell is Jamaica going to create something when most of the country was in abject poverty? How are they going to create something? And I find it funny that they keep saying that toasting was created in Jamaica, but you can't get any historical reference to when this happened until they found electricity. They literally got their sound systems from America. They were literally, the ones that had money were literally flying to Miami and New York to go look at the sound systems, what they were doing, and went back and bought them. What are you talking about? Thank you. Where were these block parties in Jamaica? The bashments only happened if you had money. And that was usually a community effort. Black Americans in New York had record players because they had the old school records. Y'all cannot be serious. Who Never mind. Go ahead.
Saying, do you really think that kids from the Bronx were emulating something that kids in Jamaica were doing when we are over here watching Soul Train and all this type of shit? We're not thinking about.
Nobody was checking for Kingston, Jamaica in the 70s, man. Jesus Christ. Who checking for Kingston, Jamaica in the 70s?
As a first generation immigrant, you traveling, you going to see your family, you coming back, and you bringing what you took from there back to where you live at.
And what I'm saying is that's not what he did.
Bashments and you're going to parties.
There was no bashment. That's not what it was. This was not a bashment. This was a hip hop party. Okay,
and the hip hop party the same like them.
First off, madam, there's documented proof that they were doing these parties in the 60s while Jamaica was in the middle of a civil war. I don't think they had time to talk about hip hop when they were trying to keep their country from splitting in half because some Chinese person decided to go kill black folk down there. I don't think they were thinking about music at that point. And I love how they keep bringing up hip hop was created in Jamaica when at the same time they claim that hip hop was being created in Jamaica, reggae was in its infancy. It was probably in 3rd grade by then. And it's funny, whenever you talk to somebody and you ask them, what is Jamaica known for? Outside of the beaches and the food, what's the one thing they bring up? They never bring up hip hop. They always bring up reggae music. So how did you create something that nobody knows you for? That's not how life works. As much as people want to say, oh, the hamburger came from Germany, the first thing you would say about America, what's American food that you can equate with America? They will say a hamburger. But you're telling me people can say that, but they can't say that hip hop came out of Jamaica? Y'all can't even, it's been how many years? Y'all can't tell me the parish where hip hop started? Y'all can't tell me the town? Y'all can't tell me the artist? You can't give me a date? I find that incredible.
Huh?
You don't think they was partying the same like
what
them?
I'm
You don't
saying
think
is
No,
there's
they
nothing
weren't.
Jamaican inside of hip hop.
No, they were not partying the same as they were in hip hop. They weren't partying like that. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. When the block party started, wasn't it about the DJ? The DJ was the MC, correct? In Jamaica, who was the DJ? The artist. And that same artist was not sitting up there listening to Selecta scratching records. They weren't, fam, my people are from Jamaica. I saw the old tapes. Most times at those bashments, them early bashments, they didn't even have sound systems. They had bands. Them DJs brought their bands with them. They were playing instruments. The real sound systems really didn't even start until the 80s, where hip hop was way ahead of them. They were already in the clubs battling. They were still just learning how to have sound system clashes. What is you talking about right now? Get this chick off the stage, bro.
There's no Jamaican customs.
Biggie is Jamaican. You can't ignore the fact that so many people.
He's Jamaican. He rhymed. He didn't do reggae music. He did hip hop.
Okay, Tribe Called Quest. They're Caribbean over there.
It doesn't matter.
You can't just pull that aspect of it out of
I'm not pulling him out of him. What I'm saying is they're not doing anything from their culture that contributed to the found. And first of all, those people are way down the line. Hip hop has already started. I'm talking about when hip hop was created. I stated that when hip hop was created, that foundational Black Americans, we moved the needle. You couldn't dress like a Jamaican and come around.
What does a Jamaican look
like?
like?
Back then, a Jamaican, you know what
the fishnets, the poom poom shorts, the flip flops, the loud clothes. Them Koofy style hats, the fuzzy Kangol. I know she's not about to do that. The Clarks. I know you're not finna do this. If you Caribbean, go tell your people, go ask your mom and dad to go pull out their old photos. Please. I've seen them. Y'all would laugh. A lot of them Jamaicans were sitting there dressing like Puerto Ricans, having 3 buttons open with their hairy chests and their chains, wearing god-awful rings. Y'all would be laughing. Stop doing this, man. You weren't there. Stop it.
Jamaicans look like back then. Fishnet, thank you. Fishnet tank tops.
Snacks.
Chill.
Come on.
Chill. We not chilling. You opened this door, man. You can tell who was a Jamaican female out of there. Y'all still dress. Do you understand that the way the Jamaican female dressed in the 80s to go to parties are the same way that they're dressing now? With them ballerina type clothes on, the one pieces with the skirt out, fishnet stockings, they're still doing it. Me and my old lady were driving through Brooklyn. We saw a fete. The chick was walking on the street with a bikini on. They was looking like that in the 80s. Jamaicans were dressing like how they would dress on the island till they started getting roasted. Then they started dressing like Black Americans. They went to the club. I heard the stories. They went to the club. The DJ was rocking the crowd. And the second they started talking about, can you play some reggae records? Either the DJ whooped their ass or people that heard them say it over the music say, we don't want to hear that. Or they would end up getting in a fight with the DJ because he wouldn't play their songs. So eventually they had to go either uplift their own Caribbean clubs or start their own. Just so they could hear their music. And she had the nerve to sit here as a Caribbean woman and lie like that. Look at this outfit she got on. She dressing like a whole dance hall queen contestant. Look at this. Look at Chevelle Franklin right here. Where is Beanie Man?
Oh, she knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
My point is, we got the godfather of hip hop, and he is a Caribbean man. So
who is the godfather of hip hop and he's Caribbean? Who is that? She think Kool Herc is a godfather of hip hop. Lord have mercy. So you telling me Kool Herc is on the same level as James Brown? The most sampled artist in hip hop? Oh, okay. Say less.
But I'm saying, and he brought nothing Caribbean to the table. That's
himself.
all. But that's not enough. He had to follow what Black people were doing. He had to get with what we were doing. He tried to even sound like us, dress wearing sheepskins and all of that. We're not that different. But what I'm saying is, y'all didn't have no influence amongst the Black Americans at that time.
I will agree to disagree. I feel like him bringing himself in it as a Caribbean person.
Not enough. That's not enough.
You causing cultural
just because,
shifts.
And just like when Puerto Ricans started breakdancing, once we put it down, because black people are the first ones to break dance.
Who was the first guy to break dance? Do you know?
Damn, I forget his name. Don't get me to lying. I don't know, but I know he was black. But anyway, so here's the thing.
You know, she was trying to go. She was going to say Crazy Legs. You know that.
Here's the thing. The reason why people associate Puerto Ricans with breakdancing is because that was around the time that black people put it down, because some of us started getting a little money and we don't want to be spinning on the ground with our fresh shit on. And this is also the time when cameras came to hip hop. And so now this is when movies and Beat Street, and, you know what I mean? Certain shit like that. So now the Puerto Ricans was like, well, okay, we doing this shit now. So now they're spinning on their fucking back. And now everybody thinks that they created breakdancing, but they didn't. So my last claim is that old school hip hop had more positive messages. New school hip hop has little, I'm not going to say none, but I'm going to say few positive messages as opposed to old school hip hop. Step on up.
Now you're saying old school. Please define old school, please, because you want to pick and choose
anything before 1996.
You want to say 70s?
First of all, I never said 70s. Who the fuck said 70s?
Or whenever they do the hippity hoppity, pick a time frame.
Okay, I'll go from the golden era, right? If you want me to pick a time frame, I'll say from 85 to about 95.
85, 95. And you're saying that there's more positive?
And I'm saying there's more positive messages that you can find in hip hop, such as, be original, don't bite. Like,
10 Crack Commandments.
Hang on, bro.
Okay,
hang on.
You're right.
Because of course there's going to be negative shit. You're going to be able to find somebody from my era and say, yeah, he had some negative shit. Yes, I agree. But what I'm saying is there was more when you have a Public Enemy, KRS-One, fucking
Will Smith,
Queen Latifah, Tupac. Yeah, Tupac had some positive.
Yes, Tupac was early. Tupac was positive. See, I tell you, they don't know their history, bro. They don't know their history.
Songs. Yeah, he had some negative shit too.
The ones that hit are not the positive ones.
Dear Mama was a negative song, sir. Oh no, he's about to be that one. Dear Mama was a negative song. Oh no. Let me hear him.
Tupac. Yeah, Tupac had some positive songs. Yeah, he had some negative shit too.
The ones that hit are not the positive ones.
Dear Mama. Dear Mama. Brenda had a baby.
Your claim.
Huh? What are you talking about, bro? See, now you're picking and choosing his song. I'm telling you, he had positive joints. You want to pick the negative one. And what I'm saying is, like, my era wasn't perfect. Again, I'm saying we had more positive songs. My group, Brand Nubian, we were about Black consciousness, positive messages. And there's just so many X-Clan. Who else?
There's positive artists out today, but you have to go look for it.
And
you're not trying to look for it. Just go look for it. They're out there.
So what I'm saying,
but that's a problem, sir, and that's what he's saying. You're literally I don't think these kids know how to debate. You literally just proved this point. You have to search for it now. Back then, you could hear it every day. That's the point.
Saying is, I didn't say that you had none, because originally when he sent me the claim, it said, and y'all have no positive. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want that down, because there's always going to be some positive and negative within everything. But it's what is the balance? And what I'm saying is, at my time, there was positive and negative, but it was a little more balanced. Right now, the negative is outweighing the positive.
Maybe your algorithm is negative. I would argue that maybe it's your algorithm.
Nigga, okay, I would love, if I was sitting in that seat with this tether, I would love to ask him, name me a positive artist they're playing on the radio right now. Name me somebody new that's out, that's positive, that y'all playing on the radio. And I bet you he'd struggle. He tell me some shit like nobody listening to radio, and I'd be like, that's my point. If you're about to tell me that my algorithm is negative, what is your algorithm? Because I know you're not sitting up there all day listening to positive rap. And they all got that same tether look. Johnny Bizzle, what genre did we create? Wait a minute, fam. No. I gotta hear this. What, Johnny, come here, please. Tell me what this alleged genre of hip hop that Jamaicans create. I need to know this. You got me curious. I need to know this genre. I ain't hearing no steel drums in hip hop like that. I'm not hearing it. I ain't hearing no palm trees swaying on beats. I'm not hearing this. Please tell me. And you better not tell me artists going to the islands to do videos. What is this genre? Ain't no such thing called reggae rap. Ain't no dancehall gangster rap. I need to know this. Please come up here and tell me this.
Really think it's my algorithm?
I'm pretty sure someone who
so Cardi B is just my algorithm. Meg Thee Stallion is just my algorithm.
I'm sure if you were searching only church music or some Common or somebody who's boring and
Common
lame,
is from my era. Don't try to claim Common.
Did he bring up Common? Common is a. Never mind.
I'm pretty sure if you were only searching up conscious music, I'm pretty sure Cardi B wouldn't pop up on your timeline. It wouldn't pop up.
It's not about me searching. See, I shouldn't have to necessarily search for this and that for an algorithm to come at me. I'm saying what's popular in your generation right now has less positive messages than my era. You will say, oh, we have positive messages like, make money and
yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
But that's not positive, sir. They were saying the same shit in the 80s. Here's the difference. They were also talking about black ownership. They were also talking about what was going on the streets. They were talking about uplifting themselves. They were telling the youth, don't accept failure. Y'all are not spitting that stuff today. All it is make money, grab them drugs, go get money, go get the big house, go get the girls. That's all you're talking about. That's not positive messaging. You're not even talking about a foundation. You're talking about the garage. How you building the garage for the house, sir? The legends of hip hop were building brick houses. Y'all went to Lennar and them, and they were putting up houses in 5 months, and you think you did something impressive. That's not how that works, sir. You want sustainability, you have to hit everything. That's why back in his era and my era, the real negative rappers did not get over. They didn't last too long. They were front loaded like a basketball player in this era. They knew the diminishing returns were coming. That's why artists like Lord Jamar and them, I could go play Cream right now on the radio and people will lose their mind. In 20 years, I'm not finna put on one of these new rappers and the crowd gonna lose their mind.
Get on the internet and get a bag.
Be independent.
Be independent.
That's
right.
the label.
But at the end of
they ain't saying F the label because they're going straight to the label, fools. So So they habitualize stepping liars. How you saying F the label and then the second the label come, you take the 360 deal? How are you talking about F the label? Everybody on that double XL freshman class are signed to labels. They're not getting on that cover if they're not part of a label.
F the label.
Huh?
We're saying F the label.
Yeah.
Back then, they were getting F by the label.
Yeah, you're right.
Because of now we have information with the internet. That's a whole other claim. That's a whole other topic.
Right.
So why
but
are they
see,
signing 360 deals?
So you're independent, but you're not using that independence to really have an independent voice. You're independent and still rapping about corporate shit. Still rapping about shit that's not uplifting us as a whole. You're still rapping about wet ass and stupid shit.
Why is that bad? That's bad. That's bad. That's not negative. That's not negative.
That's not negative. Nigga, nobody wants to hear it. It's not negative, but the children are out here wilding out. It's funny when we have balanced hip hop, how come we didn't turn out like y'all? How come the plethora of us are not in the streets at 40 and 50 years old? Talking about, oh, we got to go get these drugs. We got to go get this money. Huh? Why is it I could figure out, okay, I could go listen to Ludacris and then the next song, Will Smith, and I don't go click next that quick. I could just sit there and listen to that song. And then maybe they'll play Jay-Z next. Then they'll play Nas. Then they'll play X. Then, oh, lo and behold, LL Cool J coming out talking about Round the Way Girl. But your era, everybody talking about the same thing is all negative. Even the beat is negative. How the hell you gonna make a beat that negative? That's why we call y'all's music low vibrational. That's why lo-fi hip-hop is whooping this era's ass right now. How is it lo-fi hip-hop get more views on YouTube than some of you rappers putting in that work? How is that happening? I could create a lo-fi playlist right now for 8 hours and I'd probably get 100 to 200,000 views on YouTube. And you got rappers out here talking about the same thing that you like, all that negative, and they can't even crack 50,000 because nobody cares about what you're talking about.
Wait. Are you saying that wet is negative? I want to
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Please clarify that. Please clarify that.
I'm not saying that wet is bad.
All right.
But
make sure we're on the right page.
it's bad when a little 7-year-old, 8-year-old girl is singing a song and looking up to the girl. Huh?
That's on the parent. You can't.
But what I'm saying is,
nigga, okay, great. It's on the parents. Why is that an option for her to go get? Why is that the majority of what she hears? When I started listening to hip hop in the mid-90s, I heard everything. I heard the conscious rap. I heard the positive rap. I even heard the negative stuff. Y'all are literally making his point for him. There's no balance in the messaging. And it's the same thing with y'all's politics. Y'all, there's no balance. Everybody's doing the same thing because they figure that's what's selling. I hate the other side. That's the only message I need. That's why hip hop was the great political whisperer, because people were on the street rapping about what they were seeing and hearing, and they were able to articulate it in songs. That's why there was such a conscious effort to get rid of it. And they had the positive rappers, the old school rappers on Congress trying to explain how great it is, but they understand, yeah, there's the negative and it shouldn't be judged by that. And then you got your white supremacists sitting up there saying how bad it is, but now all of a sudden we in 2026 and they're doing the same thing that they've lambasted. They're out there rapping. It's funny how that always seems to work.
We in an era now where everybody just got their phone. Little kids got their own phones and iPads. You can't be everywhere all the time.
But
these parents are not able to watch their kids and really see what the fuck they watching. Bro.
So when you were a child, did you hear bad music? You found
Did
it, right?
I hear bad music?
Yeah,
Hell
I'm sure
yeah.
you had like an 8-track or some kind of device that would play.
You said 8-track. Yes, there were bad R&B songs. We heard them all, sir. But we also balanced it out with the happy songs. We could listen to the lovemaking songs on our parents' records, but then we listened to the Jackson 5. You literally proved this point from the last one. Y'all don't have balance. Everything is negative. That's why these kids are so overly emotional.
Try, yo.
Yeah, what?
Don't you play me, motherfucker. I ain't that fucking old, nigga.
I'm just saying, I'm sure you had some kind of device. Kids are gonna hear music regardless.
I had a cassette player. I did have a cassette. Yeah, I did have a cassette.
You know, blow it up. Yeah.
So I heard your claim about hip hop in your era has more positive messages.
So a guest debater. Pause.
I have a cassette. Yeah, I did have a cassette.
You know, blow it up. Yeah.
Okay. Guest debater. So if they're gonna put that type of label, that means he must be somebody. Okay, let me let this play. I'm gonna go look this guy up.
So I heard your claim about hip hop in your era has more positive messaging than this era.
Correct.
That is your claim. And
Yes.
I think that is irrefutably like just wrong. Incorrect.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that we have way more examples in today's hip hop than back then. That is more. And like you said before in your previous point, that yes, you have some artists who originated, like your Tupacs per se. They may have originated, and we took that and we expanded it upon so many aspects in the music.
Oh,
there are so many subgenres.
Please don't
within.
say
No, not gonna say no Drake. I'm not gonna say no Kendrick. No,
and Cole.
You got XXXTentacion. You got Rod Wave. You have so many. You have Little Uzi Vert. There's so many different artists
That's
in
positive.
today's. Yes.
XXXTentacion is positive.
Exactly. If you actually listen to the music, when I first heard it, I was like, what is this garbage? I'm not listening to this. And then after the man passed away and actually took the time to listen to his songs like
So
Sad.
share with like
some of the positive. What are some of the positive messages
that are
a lot of white people in one, mind you, his album is still one of the most selling albums in today. There, and man died almost 10 years ago.
And that should tell you something, sir. That should tell you something. If y'all didn't give a F about him while he was alive, don't give a F about him when he's dead. Jesus Christ. Y'all did not care about XXTentacion when he was alive. Just like y'all didn't care about Chink's drugs when he was alive. Y'all didn't care. Because those artists that y'all say y'all cared about them, and even he just admitted that he didn't listen to him until he died. For them folk who love to say that them type of rappers they loved and waited till they died to say, okay, now, you know, their music was fire. Why didn't you support them to put them in situations where they didn't have to still be on the street? $50 was on the street for years before y'all figured out that he was who he was. He had to get shot and meet Dre before y'all said, okay, we anoint you our guy. Here's our money. It's funny that y'all keep bringing up King Von now after he dead. The plethora of hip hop was not sitting there lauding over King Von. Do you think the mainstream cared about King Von? They didn't. They didn't care about Lil Mouse. They didn't care about Lil Reese. They didn't care about none of them. And by the way, I looked this dude up. So he didn't want them Jubilee types. He just keep going around with these debates. I just saw a video of him, just a little bit of a clip while you guys were listening to that. He talking about somehow he not a Drake fan. And then he said something else. I'm going to play that before we go. Let me hear what he talking about.
Because his music was that impactful. When I actually listened to the kids around me who was listening to his music and I actually got the message that they felt connected, that they didn't feel alone, that they didn't feel like they had to go do what ended up happening to him, getting killed. Like people who felt suicidal. That's the reasons why being more about mental health and the rappers who rapped about that type of stuff is why that's so important in today's era.
So why didn't y'all promote that while he was alive? I'm going to ask that question again. Because y'all didn't want to hear that type of rap. You're proving his point again. Y'all weren't for the positive messaging. Y'all just want to hear the negative shit.
You see more examples like it. Like, I don't know if you want to claim Joe Budden in your era or I'm going to claim Joe Budden in my era. But even rappers like him who paved the way.
Like
rapping.
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah.
You have your Kid Cudis per se, who rapped about a lot of positive stuff and a lot of that mental health stuff.
But see, okay. First of all this mental health shit is some new shit, right?
Okay.
And a lot of that. A lot of that. But hold on. A lot of that is because of the increase in pharmaceuticals and all of that type of shit, which will side effects include, feeling like a piece of shit, want to be suicidal, all of that type of shit, all of that type of stuff. And the society that you live in now
normalizes.
Yes, they want you to feel like something's wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? So I get that an artist out there who makes people feel connected is a positive thing, but I don't know. That's not necessarily the kind of positivity I was talking about.
Would you say Meek Mill's positive?
Meek Mill?
Meek Mill. When he raps about where he came from and about showing what people who came from.
That's not positive, sir. Meek Mill from North Philly. What's positive about North Philly, sir? How is Like a Boss a positive song, sir? This nigga. So because you rap from where you are, that's automatically a positive song. Nothing else.
He came from can have what he has?
No.
You don't claim that's positive.
That's what I'm saying.
You say Lupe Fiasco's positive?
Lupe Fiasco can rap. I don't know. See, you got to give me some.
He has messages.
Give me. What are they?
For Lupe
Y'all
Fiasco?
are not telling me what the messages are.
From Lupe Fiasco?
Yes.
Where you have the Fahrenheit, what is it, 9/11, where he's rapping about all the different conspiracies and things going on. Waking.
How is a conspiracy theory positive? Lord have mercy. How is a conspiracy theory positive, sir? By that logic, Candace Owens is the most positive person on the planet. Michael Moore is the most positive person on the planet. What are we doing? Who mans is this?
People up to real knowledge about what's happening in the world.
See, I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, I'm just saying that's
okay.
out there.
Now, so give me something that I need to. Okay, here's homework right now for y'all. If y'all were trying to convert me to say that y'all era has positive messages, what would be your playlist that you would suggest someone like me should listen to so I could be like, you know what? Oh, you know what? There is more shit. My bad. Like, give me a playlist.
There's a great artist. His name is Pharrell. He made a song called Happy. You might want to start there.
This nigga said Pharrell. Ain't Happy the song he got sued over? Happy? That's not a hip hop song, sir. Bow Wow has been validated when he said this is the worst era of hip hop ever. He said Happy was a hip hop song. Just because Pharrell does hip hop beats, all of a sudden Happy is a positive song. That's hip hop. Oh, Lord. Because on the pantheon of hip hop songs, I'm going to put Happy by Pharrell. Even though he didn't rap once on that song. You got it.
I made
Is that your era? My era.
That's my era.
Oh, you claiming everybody.
Pharrell did the remix to one of my songs, to one, Don't Let It Go to Your Head. So I worked with early Pharrell.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How was Pharrell in y'all's era, sir? Y'all were in your mama's womb or your daddy's nutsack when Pharrell and them were at their height. What are you talking about?
But you know what? You can have them because the shit.
Oh, I get it. Y'all think Happy was a hip hop song because you heard it on a rap station. Oh, okay. Okay. By that logic, then, can I say that Baby Hit Me One More Time by Britney Spears was a hip hop record because they played it on Hot 97 in New York when everybody thought that she was a black chick? Let me see if they have it. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me let this play. I gotta go look for something.
Do now ain't really our era type of shit. Actually, he was a pioneer of your era.
Absolutely.
But he
You say Andre 3000 is positive?
Yeah.
Your era, my era.
My era. He's definitely my era.
Outcast?
Outcast? Come on.
I'm from the 90s, so.
Huh? We were on the same label. Like, huh?
I'm a boss.
See, and that's what I said. All you can say is about getting money. But that's not the most positive thing you can do in the world.
Education?
How about being healthy? Oh, you dead prez. Be healthy.
Royce the 5'9"?
Royce the 5'9"? Is he really your era?
Mid 2000s, late 2000s. When was his,
okay?
More of his catalog is from the late 2000s, 2010s.
Who?
Yes, you have Corday, you have your JIDs out there.
Listen, as you know, seriously, like if y'all could write down
the name of the artist,
the name of the artist, and some songs, I'd really appreciate that. And maybe that could be part of something y'all will post. Maybe their playlist or something like that.
Put it in the description.
Their recommendation.
Wale.
I like Wale.
His last album is amazing, and there's a lot of.
I only really hear his singles, but I think he's dope.
Yeah.
I like him.
There's a lot of that in there.
And when he rhymes for girls, I like how he does it. It's not as it's respectful. It's not as super sexual as a lot of these.
Exactly. He does like be artistic with. He's a poet.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But no, there's so many different artists that you could pull from back then. And I not to say that your artists, like your era, didn't have it. I just think that your era has so few amongst them that stood out. Because for every one artist that you could point to, we could point to maybe your Vanilla Ices. You had those corporate. What was the Hammer?
I already said that my era. It had a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
All eras is going to have that.
But
what I'm saying, we had more of the cream of the crop. We had more of the talented, lyrical, conscious type artists in my era. Absolutely.
I don't think so, because the only reason why it kind of goes back to your other point about popularity contests, I think that artists today have more to compete with in the age of the internet era, because not only are you competing with the rest of the internet, you're competing with other social media apps as well. So you have to have some form of talent to stand out. Yes, like your point you said, you can buy bots, but that does not lead to lasting artists.
Right, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be musical talent. You could be a funny motherfucker.
But that won't last.
Huh?
That won't last. I know what you're saying, like those people who are celebrities and streamers and things like that, who are actor who can go and make music. Like, yeah, but that doesn't last, doesn't lead to a successful career. Somebody like a little Uzi Vert who's lasted for so many years, 10 plus years in the game, is not your traditional rapper.
Okay.
And he started from the internet.
And now
Migo.
By the way, can I be allowed? Can we be allowed to put Britney Spears on hip hop since she was on a hip hop cover of a magazine? Can we do that? If that's just the criteria? Huh? I just want to know. Somebody tell me. The motherfucker said Brittany got balls. She do. She got all the bars in her Rolodex where she need to go when she need to get saucy.
Oh, started from the internet.
I mentioned somebody like a Gucci Mane.
Exactly.
Okay, to where he's just a dude with money. He's a fucking drug dealer with money and motherfucker, and he became popular because of that. He don't rhyme.
But he put so many artists on.
Yes, he did. But he don't rhyme. He's not talented.
And why does every Gucci Mane artist got a problem with him?
I appreciate your time, brother.
You too,
appreciate
bro.
Are you interested in being part of the hip hop debate and taking conversations to the next level? Battlegrounds was created to take hip hop dialogue off the timeline. Let's get out of our echo chambers and stand on what we said. Email us at quietpartoutloudmedia@gmail.com if you want to be part of the next show. This is the Quiet Part Out Loud.
So it looked like there was more. All right. Next, they're gonna tell us Justin Timberlake is hip hop because he did a song with 50 Cent. Their standards are so damn low. Fan, that Jamaican was off her rocker, boy. You see, you notice how she was only there once. They ain't even let her come back up there. Let me go look at this page real fast. I want to see. I bet you on Patreon they got the rest. I bet you. Which I ain't even mad at it. I ain't even mad at it. Let me look. Where the rest of it? That can't be the rest of it. How many views it got? 44,000. It came out a day ago. Okay. Let me look. Oh, so I guess this is where Lord Jamar went after leaving Vlad. Okay, so they just started doing these collaborations. Okay. So I'm guessing. All right, so I guess they don't have that. I actually want to see the rest of this. I want to see what these other things were. But all right. Maybe they'll release the rest later. Well, Maxwell, I mean, you could only go. I'm guessing they could have probably only go so far. But I'm sure he does that on his channel all the time. So, I mean, I can't knock him for trying to educate these new fools. I have to give it to him. He tried. They didn't want to hear nothing he was talking about. Like that man said, XXXTentacion was a positive rapper, but y'all didn't promote him. Like, where we do that at? Like, seriously? Anyway, y'all. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, okay. J-Hove, come here. Oh boy. Come here. I want you to explain to me how Lord Jamar lost this debate. This I got to hear. Come here. Click that link. Make sure your camera, you don't even have to be on film, and your microphone work. I want you to explain to me how Jamar lost this debate. I tell you, they just like saying stuff. Lord Jamar lost the debate with people that didn't even know how hip hop started. That's what we're doing in 2026. Tim McGraw is hip hop because he did a song with Nelly. That's what we're doing. Y'all just pick anything, bro. Come on, J-Hope, since you wanna imitate Jay-Z. Come on, come tell me how Lord Jamar lost this debate. This should be easy. Or you're gonna run. like these tethers that were on that panel. Good. You can come tell me how he lost. Click that link. Please come tell me how he lost. Educate us. We sat here for 2 hours listening to him lose. We must have missed something. Tell me how he lost. This should be easy. You have notes. Click that link. Open up your book of notes and tell me how he lost this debate. This should be easy. Very easy. You should have timestamps that I could go pull. We play the clip and you tell me how you lost. Come on, it's very simple. Again, just click that link. It's going to ask you what your name is. You can click it off the camera. The first one, the one that says KG Beyond, not the KG23, K Gravity 23, the first one. You can click that link. It'll ask you for your name. If you want to put a headline, that's fine. You can then turn your camera off. Make sure your mic is good. If you're using the phone or the computer, make sure the microphone is set the way you want to. It'll beep when I come when it lets me know you're in, and then you can tell me how Lord Jamar lost this debate. Again, maybe we missed something that you heard that we didn't hear. I would love to hear this. Oh, so y'all are angry now about the MLB. I don't care. Yeah. Ooh. Leftist rioters attempted to attack the federal courthouse in St. Paul, Minnesota after 15 Antifa members were indicted by DOJ. Good. Have fun. Mystical got 20 years in his case. All right. Cool. Wonderful. I'm not hearing no beep. Okay, if he loses all the debates, then that would mean he lost this one because that was part of the all. Because he was a part of it. So good. Come tell us where he lost. This should be easy. There should be no more stalling. You should have clicked in already. Somebody put up a video of a woman shaking their ass. Talking about, imagine if there was a video of your mother behaving like this. They literally just came out with a whole documentary about Freaknik. There's literally videos of these people's mothers in their quinceañera days dancing like this and college days. Like, what are we doing? I'm just asking. I'm guessing he might be, or she, or it, and we don't discriminate here. But anyway, they don't want to click it. That's fine. I figured. Just like a lot of these new hip hop people, they won't stand on what they say. We get it though. But anyway, y'all, I'm hungry and I gotta go get ready. Go for my first day of work. So hopefully you learned something. If you did a dumb job, if not, I'll try to be better next time. I guess I'll probably see you Thursday for talks. It'll be in the evening. So If anything changes, I'll let you know. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that Trump thing and the inflation. You know, we're gonna have fun. So y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Oh, here it goes!
Time's up.
Get your ass up! We gotta get out of here now!
Did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on!
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.